Hello everybody, Toddy Waddy with you here again today, yas! And alright, so this video is going to be all about how to score your first IT job. As some of you may or may not know, I'm a computer information technology student. I'm on track to graduate here just this coming summer, so I'm almost done with my bachelor's. Very exciting. And in the meantime, I'm working part-time on a part-time status as a senior help desk analyst, so I have some applicable IT experience that I would like to bestow from me onto you. So before we get into the meat of the video, if you are not already, smash that subscribe button. I'm going to be going over, I go over all kinds of different tech tips, from networking things to virtual machine stuff. This video segment is actually going to be broken up into multiple videos because I have a lot of content I'm going to be covering. I'm going to make them all a series of videos. I'll make a playlist out of that, so be on the lookout for that. Otherwise, the video would just be really long, and I don't want to do that. I'm going to be covering a lot of good, solid IT skills that you can talk about during your interview. The skills I'm going to be going over here are good for entry-level IT jobs, guys. So I'm talking help desk analyst positions, desktop support, desktop technicians, even up to technical analyst tier 1 positions. So this is all what this is aimed at, guys. And if you talk about these skills and these concepts that I'm going to be going over during your interview, this will make you look very good, I promise you. So pay attention to what I'm going to be going over, and without any further ado, let's get into it. The very first thing I'm going to say, guys, is something very important is get used to the Microsoft Windows operating system. That's because it's a well-known fact that Windows owns over 95% of the market share. Any company you go to work for is 99% chance that their infrastructure is going to be Windows-based. So the better you know this system, the better off you're going to be. And with that being said, get to know Microsoft Active Directory, or for short, AD. Here, this is the system you're going to use to search for users and make changes to their accounts. And inevitably, working at the help desk, tier 1 stuff, a lot of your work is going to be getting calls from users saying, hey, I'm locked out, please unlock my account. You're going to be using AD to unlock users' accounts, reset passwords, and do things like mess with permissions, add objects to their accounts, give them certain permissions to access certain things. So the better, if you talk about Active Directory in the interview, that's going to be very good. And there's a lot you can do with Active Directory. I'm not going to get into the deep details about that because there's just other things that you'll do with it as well. Like it's likely, if it's a global company or they have branches at other places, there's going to be multiple domain controllers, and wherever the user may be calling you from, you're going to need to make sure you're navigating to the right domain controller to unlock their account from there. Otherwise, the account unlock is going to be very delayed. So I'm not going to get much deeper into that, guys, but the next thing I'm going to talk about is network printing. So here you can see in the picture example I got here, me navigating to a print server, and wherever you're working at, there's likely going to already be an existing server administrator or a print server administrator of some sort, and they will set up a print server. Here in this example, you can see that I got //ind4/ ind4 in this example is the name of the print server, and that's arbitrary. It can be called anything, like Carolina 3 or print server, admin print server. It doesn't matter. Whatever your print server calls it is what it's going to be called. So what's applicable here is you open up the File Explorer, you navigate to the print server, and a user calls you, says, hey, I moved locations, or I came here and I need to connect to this other printer that I haven't connected to before. You type in the name of the printer, and here, once you type that in, you'll see a list of existing printers that it senses. you're gonna want to find the name of the printer. If they know it to you, or if they know the name of the printer, great. Just ask them what it is, and you can go through the list and find it. Once you click on that printer, Windows is automatically going to connect to that printer. It's going to install any needed drivers, and they're good to go. They're ready to print. It's hot. It's good to go. Knowing this is definitely a good idea, because this is the easiest and quickest way, in my opinion, to navigate and connect to network printers for employees or clients. So the next thing I'm going to cover is in the enterprise environment, you're invariably going to run into weird issues with user accounts who are experiencing weird password sync issues. Most of the time, when a user goes to change their password, it'll go smoothly a lot of the times, but other times it won't, especially if they have other things like corporate or company phones tied into their account. A lot of the times, if they change their password on the network, it's not going to automatically update the password on the company phone, and that'll cause weird lockouts on the system. You're going to have to unlock them, and you're going to have to ensure that their password's in sync. And how you do that is what I'm about to show with you guys. So the first thing, a helpful place to go to is to check out the credential manager and control panel. Here, I never mess with the web credentials. Those usually never cause issues. You're going to want to go to the Windows credentials. These are passwords that are locally cached onto the machine. So here, once you go into Windows credentials, you'll see a list of generic credentials. And here, don't worry about them. Just click on each one and remove the credentials. Once you're done with that, that'll help clear out the system. That'll help the machine not get confused with any old passwords that it's seen on the machine. And once you're done with that, the next thing you're going to want to do is go into Skype for Business. And this leads me to another point I want to make. In the enterprise environment, it's very likely you're going to be working in an environment that has Office 365. Office 365 has all the major Microsoft Office programs all integrated. This includes PowerPoint, Word, Microsoft Outlook, Skype for Business, and others, Project, Visio, whatever. And Skype for Business, for some odd reason, it stores a password inside of it. So what you need to do is open up Skype for Business. You want to click the little arrow next to the cogwheel and click sign out. And here you'll see an option to delete my sign-in info. You're going to want to go into here and make sure you delete that. I've seen Skype for Business just cause weird lockouts for people if they change their password. For some reason, the password doesn't get updated in Skype for Business. So make sure to go into here, delete that sign-in info, exit out of it, reopen it, and it should automatically sign them in if your organization has single sign-on implemented. Once you're done with that, a neat trick that I found out is you're going to want to lock out the workstation with Windows key and L and have the user sign back in with their password. For whatever reason, this helps sync the passwords up on the machine and over the network. I've found this to be very helpful. Make sure to do this after you've went through the credential manager in Skype for Business. After you've done that, you're going to want to ask the user if they have a company phone, iPhone, mobile device. You're going to want to go into there and make sure that the latest password, whatever it was reset to or changed to, is what is on that mobile device. Because if not, I promise you that they're going to continually get weird lockout issues, and you're going to be racking your head over it, not sure like what the heck is going on. So, like for example, my company uses iPhones. You're going to want to go into the account settings, and there's an option for accounts and passwords, and you want to select the email address or the company account name, and you'll go into there and enter the password. Once you do that, it'll go through some steps of verifying. As long as it verifies and you get all the check marks, you're good to go. At that point, they should be good. The password should be solid. They shouldn't be getting locked out anymore. And I'm going to tell you, man, if you get into the field of IT, rebooting is just going to be your daily go-to. I can't tell you how much rebooting has just solved weird intermittent issues. If things still aren't working after that, have them do a restart and come back in. And a lot of the time, I just can't tell you how many times a restart has solved weird issues for me. And one point I would like to make as well is make sure that they restart rather than just shut down or power down or hold the power button and then turn it back on. Because believe it or not, restarting is different than just shutting down. You're going to want them to restart, so always emphasize that. And this video has been going on for a minute, guys, so I'm going to end this video. Watch out for the next video. The next video is going to go over things you can do to create space on the C drive, because a lot of times users are going to call in. They're not going to have space on their local hard drives, and I'm going to show you good go-to places to get rid of issues and other things you can do to save space. So click that link to come to that video, and we'll cover some more info. See ya.